Hey wrestling fans, welcome to the National Wrestling League Kansas City. I'm Ben Miller sitting here with Christopher Fulton. And Christopher, we got one heck of a match to start you off with here tonight.
Absolutely, I'm looking forward to this one an awful lot. By the way, I would not think of two different styles than Ken Dharma and that idiot Blaine Meeks.
Coming off of a loss last week when he tagged with Niles Plonk in a loss to the Royal Bloods last time we were here at the Scottish Rite Temple. Ken Dharma definitely looking to redeem himself. In singles competition, Ken Dharma is undefeated here in the National Wrestling League. So he's definitely has his eyes on the prize and looking to get that all-important victory number 2 here in the National Wrestling League.
Tag team wrestling is so unpredictable, especially if you are somebody who is not used to tag team competition. So you can't really hold that against him. A win or a loss, to be honest, because sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. But Ken Dharma has been on fire as of late in singles competition. And, man, look at these. He's going to give us a little yoga moves right now. Look at that. Can you do that?
I can't deny that is very, very impressive there by High on Life Ken Dharma, showing his incredible flexibility, which is definitely a tool in the arsenal of Ken Dharma.
Absolutely. And speaking of tools, his opponent, Blaine Meeks, on his way to the ring here pretty soon. I am expecting to see a high-flying, fast-paced action match.
Absolutely. Now, although I don't have the same opinion of this man as my broadcast partner here, Blaine Meeks is here in the Scottish Rite Temple looking to make yet another great impression, if you will, on all the fans here in the Scottish Rite Temple.
Listen, people like this guy, and I got to be honest, I don't know why. I mean, he sticks his nose into other people's business all the time. He's a do-gooder, supposedly, so everybody's supposed to live like him, and he's obsessed with heroes and villains and all those things. So let me tell you something. The world just does not work that way. Real life is not heroes and villains and comic books and all of those fairy tale things like it lives in the mind of Blaine Meeks. We don't need heroes, we need real life, and that's not you, Blaine.
Well, maybe Blaine Meeks just likes to look on the bright side. Maybe he doesn't get sucked into the turmoil of today's world and likes to escape. I mean, everyone's got an escape, Christopher, even you do.
I don't need an escape. I deal with real life just as it comes, much like Ken Dharma. He's flexible enough to handle anything.
And the bell has sounded. We are underway here for our first contest this evening. Blaine Meeks taking on Ken Dharma. Nice collar and elbow tie-up into a side headlock. Dharma escapes out of that, puts a side headlock on of his own, really wrenching down on the neck and ear of one Blaine Meeks. Like you said, Christopher, this is going to be a good, high-flying contest, I think, here tonight.
Even in the early goings, you can see how the flexibility of Ken Dharma is going to be difficult to deal with for Blaine Meeks.
Now, although this isn't a KC title tournament match, the implications, whoever wins or loses this match, could be huge going forward in that KC title tournament.
Absolutely. A huge confidence builder for either one of these men to win tonight.
Absolutely. Nice Northern Light suplex, like I said, by Blaine Meeks, and Ken Dharma got immediately out of there. He did not want any part of that move from Blaine Meeks.
Blaine Meeks is very, very explosive. He is so quick, and things can happen with Blaine in just an instant. Ken Dharma smart enough to know, hey, it's time to back out. It's time to calm down. And that just goes to speak to the inner peace that this guy has. He's not in a rush to do anything. He's always thinking things through very, very clearly, even in very difficult situations.
One thing you got to say is that the advantage, the ring advantage, or the veteran advantage may go to one Ken Dharma here. He is an experienced ring veteran, and that may work in his favor in developing a game plan against maybe a little bit newer Blaine Meeks.
Possibly, although Blaine Meeks has annoyed people all around the country. So, he is very, very good at that. So that's probably going to get under the skin of Ken Dharma eventually. Certainly has gotten underneath my skin, that's for sure.
Arm dragon twist by High on Life Ken Dharma, trying to send Blaine Meeks off the ropes, but Blaine Meeks reverses.
Wow.
I have never seen that before.
That is a beautiful Japanese arm drag right there from Blaine Meeks. Guy's definitely well-traveled. That was a fantastic maneuver right there, staying one step ahead of High on Life.
I've seen Japanese arm drags before, but the way he actually flipped to drive Ken Dharma into the mat more was something that I'd never seen before. Kudos to Blaine Meeks on that innovative offense. Dharma escaping, going for an arm drag, showing his flexibility there again. Gets out of the arm drag attempt by Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks rolls over, flips Ken Dharma over. Dharma with a back heel trip. Meeks kip up. Shoulder blocks Dharma to the canvas. That's one thing Blaine Meeks may have going in his favor is he's actually the larger of the two between him and Ken Dharma. Again, showing the flexibility by Ken Dharma, going for a back elbow. Blaine Meeks ducks. Reversal of the clothesline. Leapfrog over. Nice high cross body. Going for a cover here. Only a 2 count. Referee a little bit out of position there. If he would have slid in there just maybe a little bit earlier, this match may have been over.
It's possible that it could have been over. That is for sure. One thing you will never hear me say, that Blaine Meeks is not a talented athlete and a very, very good wrestler. We just saw an exchange right there that proves that. Both him and High on Life Ken Dharma at the top of their game right now. Two guys in fantastic shape.
Absolutely, both in incredible amount of shape. Both, I'm sure.
Standing sunset flip.
Wow, 1, 2. Dharma reverses back into the sunset flip. Pin 2 only gets a 2 count. Nice exchange here by these two
Grab
great
the ropes,
athletes.
Blaine, you can win.
Flips him over into a sunset flip pin of his own. Only gets a 2 count. Beautiful standing drop kick connects right with the face of High on Life Ken Dharma.
See if it looks like he might have him in here. No, I guess he doesn't. But if he would have grabbed the ropes on that last exchange, he probably could have won, and this match would have been over. But Mr. Goody Good decided he would take the high road. And look where it might get him beat.
Blaine Meeks looking maybe to slow down the pace a little bit here. Chin breaker by Ken Dharma. He applied that rear chin lock maybe to stop some of the fast-paced action, but instead, Dharma's having none of that. Give him a nice chin breaker to release the hold. Oh, drags his arm over the top rope. Really
Beautiful
wrenching
maneuver.
that shoulder over the left shoulder over the top rope there. Could have dislocated his shoulder there.
Dharma ending up in the splits. Like I said, you're not going to see anybody else in the world, or especially here in the NWL, that is going to do a maneuver just like that. Ken Dharma is a unique challenge, that is for sure.
Dharma really working over that left shoulder now. He sees the weakness. He has a point of attack now, and look for Dharma to really challenge that that defined, that chiseled left shoulder of Blaine Meeks for the next couple minutes here in this match.
Sometimes that's all it takes is just one little opening. You see your chances and you take it, and that's exactly what Ken Dharma is doing right now. Really working that shoulder over very, very hard.
You can see Blaine Meeks trying to get some blood flow back into that shoulder, and Ken Dharma with a nice kick right to the shoulder again. Blaine Meeks is going to really need to get that circulation going because Dharma is going to focus his attack on the shoulder. Like I said, nice forearm sledge to the chest there by High on Life.
Definitely putting the work to Blaine Meeks right now. One thing you can say about Ken Dharma, yes, he's a smaller guy, that is for sure. But I would say pound for pound, Ken Dharma might be the strongest man here in the NWL. He's got that real strength, that tendon strength. It's not something that a lot of folks have, and he just showed it right there.
That core conditioning strength definitely coming into play there. Going for a cover here, 2 count only. Again, wrenching that left shoulder right into the mat. I mean, slamming it down there, driving that shoulder into the mat. That's got to take its toll on Blaine Meeks.
Absolutely. Blaine a little worse for wear. Still fighting back, though, throwing those chops. But you can tell there's not a lot of velocity on those chops right there. He's really had some of the steam taken out of him.
Again, Dharma focusing the attack on the shoulder, really wrenching it back, utilizing the referee's 5 count here, breaking it right at the 4.5. Almost got a disqualification there because he wanted to add a little additional punishment into the shoulder of Blaine Meeks.
Ken Dharma wrestles like he lives his life. It's very focused. It's very direct. He's got the eye on the prize the entire time. You don't see him doing a lot of wasted motion. He puts everything he can into everything that he does, and it's certainly paid off for him in the past, and it's paying off for him right now.
And think about the comic mischief, that backcracker move that Blaine Meeks likes to utilize. If he doesn't have one of his arms to execute that maneuver with, he's not going to be able to finish this match.
I cannot wait for the day that Blaine Meeks is gone and I never have to hear the term comic mischief again.
He's a comic book fan. He wanted to name his move something that the fans could rally behind, something that really represented who he is.
You know, you want to impress me with how well you can read and how learned you are. Read an actual book, Blaine, not some little 30-page comic book that's mostly pictures.
Dharma still staying on the offensive here, working over that shoulder of Blaine Meeks. Blaine Meeks trying to get some separation here, throws Dharma off the other side of the ropes. Dharma rolls through.
Beautiful move.
Looks like he's going for a submission maneuver here. Oh my gosh, really rapid. Did you see that the torque on that shoulder of Blaine Meeks? I don't even know what to call that move, but it looks painful.
Sort of like a kneeling octopus maneuver. And again, I'll say it again. Who else is going to be able to pull off a maneuver like that? Nobody but Ken Dharma. So how do you prepare for it? You have to prepare specifically for Ken Dharma, and that's just something that a lot of folks just don't have the time. This guy is great. I expect big things from Ken Dharma. He has really taken it to a guy who has done very, very well for himself so far in Blaine Meeks, but he is really having some trouble here with Ken Dharma.
Going into a headstand here, he could be looking for a
setting
splash.
up for something.
Showing again the flexibility and core strength of Ken Dharma. Springs back and misses a reverse splash after that headstand in the corner. Blaine Meeks needs to capitalize now if he expects to remain undefeated here in the National Wrestling League.
Dharma maybe took a few seconds too long. That's one thing about a guy like Blaine Meeks. He is in such great condition. You can't let up on him for too long or you're going to pay for it, just like Ken Dharma seems to be right now.
Meeks getting the knees up to the face of Ken Dharma. Nice springboard clothesline, or springing off the second rope, excuse me. Reverse elbow takes Dharma down to the mat again. Looking for a go behind there.
Dharma doesn't know where he is.
Nice corkscrew elbow drop, almost a driving corkscrew elbow. Blaine Meeks might be looking for comic mischief here. Misses a clothesline.
Lands on his feet.
What is he going for here? Blaine Meeks rolls through. Nice flatliner type maneuver. Could be going for a pin
This
here.
might be
1, 2, almost a 3 count.
He was very, very close to getting a 3 count right there. Dharma able to kick out. I think he kicked out on instinct. You don't see Dharma moving around too much right now. He might be setting up for his finisher right now. I refuse to call it what you're going to call it, but he looks like he might be getting ready for it.
Blaine Meeks looks like he's setting up for comic mischief. If he hits this could be over. Dharma wisely holds on to the ropes, showing that ring veteran. Oh, kicks him right in the face. Showing Blaine Meeks that he is a ring veteran here. He could be locking on his pinning combination called Kickstart the Elephant. He's rolls through into a bridge. Here it is. This could be it. 1, 2, almost a 3 count. Blaine Meeks wisely rolls through, uses his momentum to shift over and get out of that pin. Kickstart the Elephant, almost put away Blaine Meeks.
I have never seen anybody get out of that maneuver.
Oh.
Well scouted maneuver right there. We've seen Ken Dharma do that standing moonsault many times.
Puts the knees up. This could be it. He may be looking for it here. He's got the arms trapped. I've never seen this before. Comic mischief connects with the back of Ken Dharma. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Blaine Meeks remains undefeated, getting a victory over High on Life Ken Dharma.
As much as I hate to say it, that was an impressive victory right there from Blaine Meeks. This guy continues to impress me with his physical abilities. His mental abilities still have a lot to be desired, in my opinion. This know-it-all, well, look at this. Here we go. Now, you want to talk heroes, maybe this guy should be your hero.
Every single time Blaine Meeks wins or picks up a victory or celebrates anything, Dak Draper is here to rain on the parade of Blaine Meeks.
Save us, Dak Draper. You're our only hope.
What is Dak Draper up to? I guess we'll find out when we come back here on the National Wrestling League. We'll be right back, folks.